Hi everyone, thanks so much for tuning in today. This is Kathy, and I have a very quick card for you today using the Lovely Blossoms Turnabout stamp from Concord 9th. I also showed the coordinating dies for the Blooms Fill-In stamp set, but I ended up not using those. I did end up using the Thinking of You dies from Honeybee Stamps, and I also used the turnabout jig to make the stamping easier. The one thing that I really do like about the turnabout stamps from Concord 9th is you don't necessarily have to do 4 turns. And for this card, I actually only did 3 turns. And the idea or the inspiration for this card came from the theme for the stamp club that I'm a part of. We had to use a specific color combination, which was a light pink, a berry pink, a gray, and a black. And I thought the Lovely Blossoms Turnabout stamp would be perfect for that because then I could do a really bold sentiment. Anyway, there are a lot of videos out there on how to use turnabout stamps. So instead of me going through what I'm doing step by step, I thought that I would answer 20 crafty questions. And the 20 crafty questions came about while I was watching a video that was posted by Mary Polanco, and she had mentioned that she was watching a video from Janie the Crafting Princess who had answered 20 crafty questions. So I went and watched Janie's video, and she had mentioned that it was something that was put together by Call Me Crafty Al. So I went to that channel and watched and kind of learned about it. I wasn't aware that the Answer 20 Crafty Questions hop was out there, so I'm not officially a part of it, but I still thought that it would be fun just to answer the questions so that, you could learn a little bit more about me. I'll make sure to link to Mary's video, Janie's video, as well as Call Me Al's video in the description below. So to get started with the questions, the first question is, where does your YouTube channel name come from? Well, it's my name, so that one was easy to do. Question number 2, what types of crafts does your channel focus on? Mostly stamping and card making. I am definitely a card maker at heart. Number 3, where else do you share your creations online? I share them on Instagram. I also have a blog, but the blog posts are pretty short and to the point and usually direct you directly to the video. Question number 4, how long have you been crafting? Seriously crafting? I would say since 1997, which was when I was first introduced to scrapbooking. And then in 2000, I was introduced to stamping, and I've been doing that ever since. Question number 5, what is the first crafty item you remember making? I attended a summer camp, and one of the crafts was to make an octopus out of yarn. So we had a styrofoam ball and wrapped the yarn around the styrofoam ball, and then we braided the long pieces that left over to make the octopus legs, or well, I guess they don't have legs, they have tentacles. So I would say that would be the first crafty item I remember making. Number 6, what is your favorite type of craft? Stamping. Definitely stamping. Number 7, which of your creations is currently your favorite? I made a fairy jar, which was definitely way outside of my comfort zone and not something I normally do. I would have to say that that is definitely one of my favorites. Question number 8, what do you do with your finished projects? Sell them, give them away, or keep to yourself? I give a lot away. If somebody asks if I have a specific type of card in my stash, I'll just give those away. I mail them, although I have a whole bunch more that I could probably pop in the mail. Number 9, if you could learn a new craft or art, what would it be? I would love to learn how to watercolor. I do think, however, that in order for me to learn how to watercolor, that I'm probably going to have to learn how to be more patient because I have a tendency not to wait for stuff to dry completely. Number 10, where do you create? In my craft room. I am fortunate enough that one of the bedrooms in our house has been turned into my craft room. And number 11, what would your ultimate craft space look like? It would look like it does now. Well, maybe a cleaner table, but other than that, I'm perfectly happy with how my craft room is. So where was I? That was, okay, so number 11, what would your, oops, nope, I already answered that. Number 12, have you ever had any crafty accidents or mishaps? Yes, I have. I have stabbed myself with a crafty pick. I've stabbed myself with scissors, but I would say that the most memorable crafty accident that I had was when I was teaching one of my very first Stamping 101 classes when I had my store. And I was showing how to do heat embossing. And I was so excited to show how the embossing powder raises when you melt it that I ran my finger over it right away and it burned my finger. It burned like hot melted cheese from a pizza will burn the roof of your mouth. That's the one I remember the most. Needless to say, I told the students in that class, don't do that. Wait for it to cool off before you touch it. Number 13, do you have any funny crafty stories to share? Not really. I mean, there are things, my sisters and I, we used to get together every now and again and we would stamp together and one of them would say something funny and we would end up laughing, but I can't remember any specific details. Number 14, what is your favorite drink and or snack to have while crafting? I always have water on my table while I'm crafting, and it's always in a bottle with a lid because I'm clumsy. In the morning, usually have a cup of coffee on my table. As far as snacks go, I don't really snack while I craft. Number 15, do you watch or listen to anything while you craft? If yes, what? I always have movies on a loop, but they have to be movies that I've seen more than once. And I prefer movies that have a music theme to them, like Pitch Perfect or Sing Straight. That way I can just kind of listen to it instead of watching it. Number 16, what is your biggest craft purchase regret? I would have to say the Zutter Bind It All. Not because it's not a good product, but it's just not something that I would use. So to this day, I question why I even purchased it. Number 17, what is your most favorite craft purchase? Without a doubt, my Gemini Junior. I love how it cuts. I love that you can emboss with it. I love that it is awesome for like really detailed dies. So that would definitely be my favorite craft purchase. Number 18, if you could use only one adhesive for your crafty projects, what would it be? At the moment, I'm really liking the Adtech Permanent Crafters Tape, so I guess I would pick that today. It could very easily change tomorrow because I love my foam tape too. Number 19, if you could only use products from one company for the next month, which would you choose? If I absolutely had to pick, I would say Honeybee Stamps. Number 20, who is one crafter that you love to watch, follow, that you think needs some more love from the crafty community? Well, she's not on YouTube, but I do follow her on Instagram, and her name is Lynn Hayes, and I'll make sure to link to her handle down in the description below. And a bonus question, who is a non-crafter that you like to watch or follow? I would say Patty Jinnick. It's a cooking channel, and she focuses primarily on Mexican food. When my husband and I moved to Texas from California, the Mexican food is different here. It's more Tex-Mex, and we were very much used to the Baja style. So I watch quite a few of her videos and try and replicate her recipes, and she's got some fabulous recipes. And that wraps it up. Those are all the questions. So I do hope that you have learned a little something about me. And check out the links that I leave down below and learn about other fabulous YouTubers out there. And thanks again for joining me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, I'd love it if you would. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified every time a new video is posted, and we'll see you next time.